And from a, I want to throw you probably a little bit of a delicate question here, and if you don't want to answer it, I understand. But from a cost perspective, does it make sense for the counties to continue to build jails, local jails?
I think that's a need on a county by county basis in terms for them to decide whether they need additional bed space. You know, the one thing we look at is that when we talk about count and capacity, state inmates that serve in those counties don't count against their rated capacity in terms of for overcrowding. So those offenders are there. That doesn't mean we want to leave them there. I think our processes needs to improve in terms of how we get folks in and out, creating that bed space. With Bledsoe coming online, that's going to be 1,500 offenders that we pull out of there, and those beds will be filled as soon as we pull those 1,500 out. I mean, that's the trend that we're seeing. That, you know, a county may call and say, "Hey, we need some help. Can you get these folks out of here?" We'll go and we'll pick them up, and 2-3 days later, those beds are filled again in the counties. So it's a constant cycle, and so that's why it's important that we look at who's being sentenced to in those county jails and who's there. That requires us to influence those admissions through our community corrections process, community supervision process.
Mm-hmm. And if you look at Tennessee's offender population trend versus the national trend, are we lower? Are we higher?
When we look at the trend, I think we are just recently, we're starting to increase a little bit. I remember sitting here last year talking about this, and we were about even. Our admissions and releases were about the same. So we're starting to see a slight increase in our numbers.
And nationally also, is that up or down? Do you know?
Nationally, we have states that are going down. I think people often hear Texas brag about having the largest system, not brag, but talk about having the largest system, and now their population trend is tending to trend down. And a lot of that has impact in terms of what they did with their community corrections program, or that community supervision program, ensuring that we get out front and we influence those admissions. And you can only do that by having solid community supervision programs out there where there's accountability for the offenders, accountability to the judiciary, that we're going to do what we say we're going to do, and that there are solid alternatives than sending somebody to prison. So I think starting with the legislation passed and the transitioning that to corrections, we're headed down that road. We can't jump and get there tomorrow or next month. I think it will take some time, but I think we are doing the right things in terms of moving forward. So we might see some pain, but we're looking at getting some early wins with bringing Bledsoe online, looking at what we can do to impact getting offenders ready to be released. So all those things will make a difference. It won't be you turn the light switch on, we look different. It will be a gradual process that we will keep you posted on. We will see those processes change, but it takes a while to turn that ship.